Right now we are live. Okay.
Yeah.
So a very good afternoon to all. Myself, Samit Datta, Associate Professor and Head, Food Business Management Department of Anand Agriculture University. Welcome you back to the last session of this 2 days webinar on impact of COVID-19 on dairy and food processing sector. In this session, in this afternoon session, we'll discuss on dairy industry amidst COVID-19. In this session, we'll get the opportunity to listen to two very eminent guest speakers, Sri Manoranjan Pani, Senior General Manager, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation Limited, and Dr. Pratik Modi, Professor, Institute of Rural Management, Anand. I welcome you both, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. We convey our sincere thanks to both of you for accepting our invitation and taking out your precious time for delivering talks in this webinar. Your immense experience and expertise will definitely help the participants in understanding the impact of this pandemic on the dairy sector in a better way. Sir, Anand Agriculture University has established a Center for Agricultural Market Intelligence under National Agricultural Higher Education Project, which is a very prestigious World Bank funded project. We are organizing this 2 days webinar as part of the capacity building program for postgraduate students and faculty members, which is an important objective of this project. However, this project has also several research objectives, which include to study the growth and export opportunities for value-added dairy products, traditional Indian dairy products, milk-based health and functional foods. So all these are becoming more important in this COVID situation. So, and also there is another research objective to study the market competitiveness of different dairy commodities. So my point is that the deliberation of this session is not only important for capacity building, but also from research perspective. And in the participants, there are, other than postgraduate students and faculty, there are stakeholders also, and there are budding entrepreneurs, startups, they are also participating. So I think the whole deliberation of both of you will be very useful for them. With this, I would like to hand it over to my colleague, Ms. Vishita Khanna, for introducing Mr. Pani, the speaker of the first lecture of this to the audience.
Thank you so much, Samit sir. Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, Vishita Khanna, Assistant Professor, IABMI, AU Anand. I would like to welcome all of you to the last session of this webinar. It is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Sri Manoranjan Pani sir. He is currently serving as Senior GM, Sales and Marketing with GCMMF. He is associated with GCMMF since almost 3 decades. He is an NDRI Karnal graduate, and after that, he has completed his post-graduation in rural management from IRMA. His experience with Amul spans business development, strategy, sales management, marketing, administration, and general management. Presently, he is heading the sales and distribution and fresh product division for brand of Amul, which contributes almost around 55% of the total turnover of GCMMF. Sri Pani has also worked under the guidance and mentorship of legendary Dr. Varghese Kurian, father of dairy cooperative movement in India, and has ensured that the values that Dr. Kurian cherished, such as integrity, dedication, courage, honesty, commitment to farmers and to consumers, remain deeply ingrained in the culture of Amul that can even be seen today. His experience in the industry and academics helped in creating a pool of managerial talent in the country. It is a pleasure to have you with us today, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Samir Datta sir, Divyang, and the organizers of Anand Agriculture University for inviting me as guest speaker on topic of handling dairy business during and after COVID-19. As you know, Amul is a very big organization, especially engaged in marketing, GCMMF, I mean to say, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation Limited, engaged in marketing of milk and milk products. So it required to be very good in terms of supply chain. So Amul is a large supply chain organization. So during current pandemic, ensuring availability of milk and milk products is a huge responsibility bestowed upon the team Amul by millions of its consumers. So I would share the experience of Amul. So little bit I would start with how milk is to Indian diet. Milk is the first food for human being. Milk also in India from ancient age, along with honey, is the land. India is the land for milk and honey. So therefore, it is an essential food in Indian diet. So as far as Amul is concerned, it has a good supply, a good procurement back-end system, and in world production of 233 crore liter per day, out of which 50 crore liter per day is India producing at a growth of around 4 to 5%. Current procurement growth of Amul is around in double digit, more than 10%. So this milk, as such, if you take the total production of milk and convert it into the business, the total would be 8 lakh crore, which is the number one agri crop of India. Number one agri crop meaning it is combination of paddy, wheat, and the pulses put together. It is more than that. And also, India is the largest market for dairy products. It is also growing fast, and it is also largest producer of milk. And how it is happening? Because 10 crore rural households are engaged in this milk business, from procurement to finally the marketing of the products. And this 10 crore households, this milk is the livelihood for the farmers. You know, milk is a product which is basically a perishable. So what needs to be done? What is the main thing one has to look into? Is that it is, you cannot say no to cows and buffalo when they give milk. So efficient supply chain system is key for daily revenue generation, so that next day production is ready for marketing. Once the previous day's production is disposed of, next day you are ready for the new lot of milk. So this is an organization, Amul, of 52,000 crore organization, owned by 36 lakh farmers, mainly the women farmer, works on a very common logistic parlance called C2C or B2C. C2C meaning cow to consumer, B2C meaning buffalo to consumer. So it's a huge supply chain consisting of 18,000 village cooperative societies, ever growing more than 80 production units. There are 5,000 logistic partners and 5,000 milk tankers daily. They are carrying 260 lakh liters of milk daily to these 80 production units. So these are being sold through the 10,000 distributors across India, in 1,000 cities, and through 10 lakh outlets. In total, almost a lakh supply chain members are active. The purpose of giving you this figure is that during a period when there is a lot of, the stoppage of movement is there. So how the supply chain would have happened? That is a question for everybody to think. So looking into this relevance of milk and milk products in our food system, in the lockdown period of COVID-19, Government of India, along with state governments, prioritized. What they prioritized? To enable the systems, whatever the existing systems, so as to ensure smooth availability of milk and milk products in markets for consumers. So government authorities proactively supported and helped to overcome the initial technical problems like detention of empty trucks. So trucks are carrying goods. While they're coming back, there will be a withheld in the check post. So those are some teething problems in 7 days. Movement of packing material. People would not be knowing why the packing material is essential. But packing material, down the line when police is there, they may not be knowing packing material thing is required for packing the goods. So that needs to be sorted out. And similarly, working hours of bank. Bank was working very short period. So there has to be a lot of coordination between banking people so that work can be finalized, can be done on a right time. So authorities helped us in terms of getting the teething problems away from us. And we had some problems in Goa, Kolkata, which were really held by the government authorities. During lockdown, as you know, the most affected channel was HoReCa. HoReCa meaning hotel, restaurant, catering segment. the business almost became zero. The second one in the business, which got a big hit, was ice cream and milk business, beverages. And anything cold, consumers are avoiding due to fear of catching corona. So milk consumed in Horeca, local ice cream buyers, sweet meat shops, the leftover milk, the surplus milk was left over with the farmers. They began diverting. So the farmers cannot, they will lose money. So they find out outlet where to put the surplus milk. So they diverted the milk, excess milk to the cooperatives and organized sectors. So for milk, a farmer, anybody for that matter, farmers cannot say no to, as I have said, no to cows, buffalo in any situation. As you may be aware, cooperatives work on the principle of accepting milk, all milk from farmers. So as a result, Amul system had received 40 to 45 lakh liter, that is 15 to 20% more milk per day during COVID-19. That extra milk is being converted into the say milk powder, the butter, so that the 100% capacity utilization of our existing plants did happen. And in such a situation where more raw milk is available, and Amul neither reduced farmer price nor increased consumer price. So due to demand increase, because when there was other players were having difficulty in supplying the goods, naturally there will be a shortage. So people would have difficulty in getting the stock. So many company might increase the price. So we did not do that. So as always, philosophy of Amul is value for many, meaning many farmers, and value for money. That means you have the consumers, they get the reasonable price product. Is being practiced in its letter and spirit. So with the philosophy of value for many and value for money, Amul people are always duty bound to both the back end, that is farmers, and front end to the consumers. Meaning during pandemic, at one hand, responsibility was to ensure livelihood of 36 lakh farmers, and the other hand, to maintain uninterrupted supply of availability of milk and milk products to 1,000 cities. So in the beginning of lockdown, biggest challenge was, can you tell me the biggest challenge? What could be the biggest challenge for us? The biggest challenge was to stop panic buying. The panic buying was in the initial period was a very, difficult thing to stop it. So it was effectively addressed through a timely communication by our MD, Dr. R.S. Sodhi, to all stakeholders. This is one fantastic step was taken by our organization led by Dr. Sodhi, saying that he conveyed to all stakeholders from farmers to the retailers, conveying milk and milk products are essential food items, and maintaining its supply chain is now a national duty. Besides being a source of employment, it's a source of employment, fine, but it's also current situation requires a national duty kind of attention from all stakeholders. All supply chain partners have taken MD's call as a service to the society and fearlessly since then ensuring availability of Amul products as corona warriors. So as per government guidelines, necessary, just by saying a statement that you are the national duty, people would not be actually practicing the entire thing. So there you have to do certain logistic work in terms of providing passes. So government had already issued the passes, necessary guidelines. These guidelines, necessary passes were issued to all supply chain members, even to the level of drivers, salesmen, loaders, so as to ensure product availability in the market. To enable movement of warriors, passes arranged not only from government authorities, but also social permission was necessary. Social permission, I mean to say, is that as drivers and loaders of transporters and supply chain members of distributors, supply chain member of distributor meaning his salesman, his driver, those people have to go out daily out to the market and come back in the evening to their residence located either in a village or in a chawls or any small localities. So objections bound to come from the residents. How they have handled those objections, explaining that these are the essential nature of the job which we are carrying out. Therefore, we are also following the necessary safety measures so as to ensure that we are safe and nearby people are safe. So by that, people were getting a social permission as well, along with the government permission. This was very important point, because people, they stay in the society, they have to get the confidence. And when milk and milk products, you have little bit advantage that they are dealing with essential items. So you get some help and moral support from the residents. Under this current situation, to serve the mankind and society, another point one has to look at is to be healthy and safe. I cannot serve until unless I am safe and healthy. So for that, we communicated again. That is another communication, the third communication, important communication, that strict following of safety measures was paramount, like uses of masks, shields, sanitizers, maintaining social distance, highlighted very, very frequently. Not today. We have done it in the March 3rd week. We did it on April 1st week, 2nd week, 3rd week. For continuously, this kind of communication were given, because there are so many people involved in the supply chain thing. So frequently, all stakeholders were told that these are the safety measures you need to undertake. In most cases, these material also provided by us through our village cooperative societies, through our godown where people are working, then plants where products are manufactured, and then the offices, our offices. So all these were placed so that the respective people who are working in the field, they are provided. Whosoever were not having, they were also having these safety gears. So another perception during COVID is that if you are going, the perception is the going out and working in COVID-19 period, meaning risking one's life. So issues of mobility, meaning going out, non-availability of buses, then local transport, roadside affordable joints were not there, because these are all low-end workers. These people have to be daily in their work. They have to be there so that the products are available. So once they are not there, when the lockdown was announced, so need of hour was to keep morale of all stakeholders high by motivating them. How did we motivate them? As a goodwill, free meals, living arrangements were provided to all workers, laborers, drivers, and cleaners. Daily financial support also we provided, 100 to 150 rupees per laborer, loader, driver also. This gesture provided relief to lower strata supply chain members and also ensured continuance of supply chain work of essential items. Both the things could take place, so we have a better supply chain availability of products. Then one important thing which Pratik Modi sir would be knowing very well is that all marketing efforts go in vain if product is not available in the market. So that is the, out of 4 P, this is the 3rd P. Product, price, place, promotion. Place, I am talking about the place. The product is available, meaning you are clearing the P, 3rd P part. So role of sales person in Amul, we have defined very clearly that A, V, F. A is for availability, V for visibility, F for maintaining freshness. Because we are in food industry, we have to deal with freshness of the product. We cannot give a age-old product, so that people need to have a safe product. So availability also need to be understood, that availability is to make all relevant products available in all relevant outlets in right quantity and all the time. So based on this principle, what we did, that we have 4 distribution highways. 4 distribution highways meaning ambient, refrigerated, fresh, frozen. So during COVID-19, consumers were avoiding eating anything cold, as well as stopped going out to eat due to fear of corona. So business of ice cream, beverages and horeca hampered severely, very much, almost to the tune of 90%. We had a severe beating in that. So as a result, the infrastructure which we had for these people, like ice cream, we have infrastructure of cold room, we have infrastructure of vehicle, we have infrastructure of manpower, they were idle. So in order to make product available, what we did, that these idle infrastructures were used, and told those distributors that you also cover the other products like butter, cheese, chocolate, milk, etc. so that they are engaged in the distribution. Another point, there is a shortage, time short, because the entire day was not available for distribution. The distribution was available to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So in a situation when you have less time and you have more people available in the area, so distribution and availability of product will be natural and it will be there in the market. Side by side, if a distributor is located at A point and A point distributor is having only Amul butter, and that area is not able to, you are not able to access by the A distributor, the B, which is nearby distributor, can access it because the alternative is available. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clearly.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Perfectly, sir.
Okay. So as consumers are not going out and working from home, there is a rise in home cooking. There is a rise in home cooking, as well as home consumption also being observed. There are a lot of people were there, so people are not going out. They have to do the entire thing in home. So the eating frequency also had increased. Therefore, it was necessary for Amul, the largest food company of India, to communicate to its consumers about its product range and also arrange home delivery of milk and milk products. So looking into the opportunity, we started airing TV commercial, old and new, in epic DD programs. You must be knowing, all of you, that Ramayana and Mahabharat, we advertised our program not only with the new TVC but also with the old TV commercials. So it got a good appreciation, and communication was ably backed up by making the product available in the market. So strategy we took from both ends. From the top end, like we took advertisement, and bottom end we made the product available by aligning, tweaking the distribution network of ours. So another good point which we took was the Facebook activation. See, in this period, there are a lot of people, lot of chefs were having no job in their hotel because HoReCa segment was absolutely nil. So we activated those renowned HoReCa chefs on Amul platform, saying that you cook your dish and we will activate in the Amul Facebook. It also got a very good mileage. So by doing all these things, what we got, the sales of paneer, cheese, butter, ghee, chocolate increased by 30 to 40%. And ice cream, though, had a big beating in the initial stage, we got a good response for the take-home packs. So another good distribution initiative we took was, see, I told that home delivery was to be undertaken because people are in their home. They are not going out. So we have naturally, because milk, we are dealing with pouch milk, we have a home delivery network in terms of our distributors are having home delivery boys. They used to send the stock to the, send daily pouch milk to their households. Once they are sending those pouch milk to their household, it is available in the doorstep. That is our traditional way. It is almost 10% of our total pouch milk that is being delivered. That is available right now. But still then, there are many unaddressed, uncovered residence areas. So we got response in many parts of Mumbai and Pune. There were strict guidelines where societies were not allowing residents to leave their homes. And Resident Welfare Association, that is RWA, in Pune, Mumbai, requested us to direct supply of Amul products to them. With the help of our distributors and top retail outlets, makeshift shops were erected in resident complexes for products of 4 highways like milk, ice cream, butter, etc. More than 1,000 residents welfare associations were currently operating in major cities of India like Chennai, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, etc. Apart from this, as I had earlier said, around 10,000 home delivery boys delivering almost 10 lakh liters of milk to the households on daily to across India. So this had helped making the product available. So side by side on marketing side, this was a buzzword was, you know, what is the buzzword currently? Develop immunity, improve your immunity. If you improve your immunity, you will be safe from corona. So Immunity is the buzzword, and aligning to the thought, Amul promoted milk in TV as the immunity booster. That was another initiative we took. Also launched haldi doodh, tulsi doodh, and ginger doodh. So, so Amul being the food company, due to distribution muscle power, even during the pandemic, did well in consumer pack segment. We did not get any sale loss in consumer pack. Our sale has been intact. Even we have grown. Reflecting on the experience of last 3 months during these closures and the lockdowns and the corona period, marketing, sales, and distribution of FMCG products, based on our experience, will have to adapt it to the changing scenario. The changing scenario is that the modern trade, wherever more people were going, now people would go less in number. They have to maintain the social distance. So modern trade, the sales would shift to general trade and e-commerce. And general trade will have a better, should have a better look and feel. So, and range of products should be available. That is general trade needs to look at. And another point which has happened is that migrant workers which have gone to the villages, they will get the employment there from Manerga, and the demand of products also will increase. There will be increase of small packs from the bigger packs, and localized brands will prosper due to urban experience, because they have the urban experience of those brands using elsewhere. They would now start looking at their local places. And secondly, another point which would increase is digital transactions. Digital transaction which was less, now it will be more. And the people would go to the GT not very often. They will go, probably earlier they were going 10 times, probably they reduce to 2 to 3 times. Looking into they will buy in bulk. So therefore GT will have to engage more with the consumers. By doing so, the GT and the e-commerce, they will gain in the coming days. Also, since we are in dairy industry and we are studying dairy, and most of the participants who are here listening to me, is that they are the people would do something for the dairy industry. So therefore, in my opinion, there are few challenges for all of us, like adulteration of milk. How one can easily detect the adulteration? One work people like you can do, the students like you. Then how a consumer can quickly test the fat SNF in the milk. How the purity of dairy fat can be ascertained quickly. Detection of analog products, how the product can be seen that which is right dairy product and which is analog dairy product. And how to develop such machines which can produce and pack Indian sweets in large scale. So overall, if I tell you that the values, philosophy are pillars of any organization, they provide the direction for doing the job, and more so in the difficult times. Amul neither reduced the farmer price due to more incoming milk, nor increased consumer price due to demand increase, simply following its principle of value for many and value for money. Not today, tomorrow, persistently. Another thing, biggest learning has been the relationship building. Relationship building comes from by communicating. Communicate not today, not once, twice, regularly, anytime, more in difficult times, with all stakeholders, through communication during crisis. These are all requirements. And at the beginning of lockdown, Zoom meeting by MD to all channel partners and employees helped sorting out bottlenecks, boosting their morals, boosting their confidence. These are held in terms of addressing these, how to go about this difficult time. Then Amul also demonstrated converting adversities into opportunities by airing advertisement to reach out our consumers who are at home, launching immunity milk products, combining distribution infrastructure to ensure availability of products. Direct distribution network in small towns up till the 10,000 population has been very advantageous for us to make the product available, because small distributors, small towns, products are there, so there is no shortages. So availability has been ensured. So lastly, I will tell that dairy sector has been resilient and dynamic during the pandemic. Consumers are conscious about safety and nutrition. Consumers are seeking packed, safe, trusted brand like and safe, the safe, trusted, and affordable products. They wanted branded, packaged food from a trustworthy brand like Amul, which is both accessible and affordable. So Amul is rightfully fits into this new normal. Thank you. Hello. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Pani sir. You ideally highlighted the importance of milk in our economy,
Right.
as well as in employment generation.
Right.
During this session, you also shared the ground problems of dairy industry like withholding of packaging material, which is very important, but it is considered as an ancillary thing.
Right.
And how the government support was available to help this industry.
Right.
It was a very in detailed explanation of how Amul handled the panic buying situation arising as a result of COVID. This is a very good motivation for all of us. You
Right.
shared that the incentives like dairy financial support, safety and free meals were given to gain workers' trust and stopping them from migrating. It is a very good suggestion that if entrepreneurs implement these strategies,
Right.
they can ensure the workers the workers safety and increase the workers loyalty also.
Right.
Various initiatives taken by Amul like turmeric milk and milk as immunity booster is a very good strategy that was implemented immediately to capture the customers from losing it.
Right.
As rightly pointed out by you, sir, the emerging era is of digitalization, online payments, and home delivery. At the end, I should also point out that you've kept all of us thinking of the upcoming areas of work like quality improvement, strengthening distribution networks, and moral boosting of the employees as the key areas to think on. We are so happy to have you here, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would now like to introduce our last speaker for the day, Mr. Pratik Modi.
Just a minute, madam. Actually, I think Pratik Modi sir is again logged out. So what we can do, we can take questions for Pani sir.
Okay.
By the time he connects, we can just sir. First question will be from my side only, and it's a
Yeah,
wonderful
tell me,
presentation. It's very nice, and I think our students and our participants will also learn a lot. Means how to fight this kind of challenges. Means
Right.
With one thing you have mentioned that about the SMP, means this is now I think for the first time that in the lean season also dairies are producing SMP. So how you see the effect of this piling up of SMP in the coming days, means on the price and in the availability? Because normally SMP in the lean season we do not produce SMP, but because of this COVID, it has happened that you have actually procured more milk and converted into SMP. So will it have effect in the coming days in the next flash?
That there would be a stock of SMP right now, but we have a large product range. Okay.
Right.
And this product range is quite capable of taking care of this excess SMP. And secondly, one more point I will tell you, when a lot of milk came to us side by side, along with these industries which did not take the milk because of their low business, also some people also in the market, farmers were getting less price also during this period. So when the farmer were getting less price, their income to the whole production of milk reduced. So when the income to the farmer has reduced, their investment in cows and buffalo in coming days will go down. So when cows and buffalo investment goes down, the milk production would not be to the extent what we are expecting in future, which earlier last year it used to be. That is what we feel. And overall, we have a large product range. So this product range will take care of our excess thing. And we have also export, we have the bulk marketing. So we have a lot of channels to sell the product.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Very wonderful clarification. There is another question we received from the chat box there, that they are telling that Amul has already launched. I think people have already becoming aware also about the healthy milk and all these immunity enhancing products.
Right.
Though the person has a question that there will be a increased demand for products like half-cooked product. So does Amul have any plan to launch this kind of product, especially say like chana or khoa, which can be packed and sold, so that people can prepare sweets at home on itself? So right. So
see, these are all, anything with dairy is an opportunity for us, any product.
Right.
So khoa is already with us. Khoa we are marketing in bulk, but khoa, the shelf life is a issue, and getting it across to various market has to be proper. Technically, it has to be vetted. Once it is there, the consumer, we can market it in consumer pack. So khoa is not an issue. Chena also can be considered. So we would work on it. Anything on
technology
dairy
has to be proper.
Yes,
Means
yes,
so that,
properly.
yes, right.
That's what I said. One challenge is that develop machines to produce and pack Indian sweets in larger scale.
Yes,
so which is basically, these are all ingredients for Indian sweets.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. And you have also mentioned very nicely about the importance of communication. Means communication, not only advertisement, communicating with the government, with the supply chain, means and involving them in the whole process. So that will be a wonderful learning for our startups. Means because they are facing really tough times. Means so in this challenging time, proper communication actually helps. So I think that is also a learning for us also when we teach in the classes. So these things will be very important. And with this, would like to take some more questions. Yes, sir. Recently, there is a change in the Essential Commodities Act. So does it have any impact on milk business in dairy or in there is an amendment? What means, as because you have, I think the question is because you have mentioned that essential commodity being.
I mentioned it essential because milk is in Indian diet, milk is very important.
Right.
So therefore, it is essential. If you don't have milk, so it creates a lot of hue and cry across.
Right.
So that is what.
Right. And that also helped to negotiate with the government for clearing the supply chains and all. Right, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, if you can continue with us, it will be great. Otherwise, I think now Pratik sir has also come. Okay. So, so we can take some few questions at end also.
Okay.
So we would like to listen to Pratik sir, and we can again interact with.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello. सर मनोरंजन पानी सर का सेशन जस्ट एंड हुआ है. मतलब सर अभी आपका ही टर्न है, सो आप अनम्यूट कर दो सर. हम आपको होस्ट जब ट्रांसफर करेंगे उसके बाद सर आपको अपना
I would like to introduce our last speaker for the day, Mr. Pratik Modi sir. He is currently working as a professor in IRMA since almost 4 years. He has about 10 years of combined work experience in industry, academics, research, and in consulting. He has served as managing editor in International Journal of Rural Management, published by SAGE for 2 years from 2012 and 13. He has received almost 10 awards in research and as a reviewer, like Best Research Paper Award at the 4th IIM Ahmedabad Conference on Marketing in Emerging Economies, and many others. To his merits, he has more than 15 papers in national and 17 papers in international journal. He worked closely with State Rural Employment Agency, Government of Meghalaya in year 2018 for assessment of the bottom 20 approach to livelihood generation under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. He has been associated with various organizations like UNICEF, NDTV, Madhya Pradesh State Cooperative Dairy Federation, Tata Motors, and many others for various projects. With such a vast experience in all the fields, I can just thank you for sparing time for interacting with us, sir. We welcome you. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Agriculture, Anand Agriculture University, Dr. Datta, Ms. Khanna, participants, and my previous speaker, Sri Pani. It's an honor and a privilege to present to you a few observations that I've had related to the impact of COVID on marketing and with respect to dairy industry and dairy products. So before I begin my presentation, I wanted to see if I can now share the screen. Is it ready to share?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can I now share the screen?
Please, please, sir.
Host disabled participant screen sharing. So
no, right now. You are now host. You can try again.
You can see, sir. You can share the screen, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it's coming.
Yeah, now I'm able to. Okay. All right. Is it visible now?
It takes some few seconds. It should
okay.
come. It's come.
Visible
it has
now,
come.
sir.
It has come. You can just go to the view slide. Fine. Perfectly okay.
Okay. And so I am not able to then view others. Okay. Now, yeah, it's there. Okay. Okay. So that doesn't matter. Please let me know in case I'm not audible. I'm not able to see you here. But
doesn't matter, sir. We will let you know.
Yeah.
We will let you know. Yeah.
Okay. So my presentation is kind of split into two parts. The initial part is related to some of the observations related to the impact of COVID on marketing of dairy products, and with respect to consumers, how consumers have been impacted, how farmers have been impacted, and how government and external environment is helping or hindering the marketing of dairy products. And after that, I would like to, most interestingly, in fact, for the audience that we have in a university kind of a setup, some evidences I would like to bring, which are already published evidences of marketing and how marketing has been impacted during the time of such kind of exogenous macroeconomic shocks. So there's some past research which has looked at the response of organizations to such kind of shocks, and what has worked for those organizations, what has not worked for those organizations. So in the end, I would like to present the extent research and also discuss some of the possibilities for new research to be taken on. Okay, so the impact of COVID now, if we see. For the consumers particularly, it is too early to say. I mean, I was looking at the title and it says the impact of COVID on marketing. It's in fact too early to say that there is some kind of impact which is realized. The full extent of the impact is yet unknown because the crisis is not over yet. The crisis, nobody knows when it's going to be over soon. But yes, we have some bit of understanding of the crisis, having lived through it for at least 2 to 3 months now. One commendable thing which has happened, and a big kudos for that to the dairy cooperatives, Amul, GCMMF, is that the supply of milk products has remained largely unaffected, which has actually proven the fact that the supply chain for milk and dairy industry is highly resilient, particularly the cooperatives. They have shown their mettle by building resilient supply chain who could withstand such a huge shock, which affected almost everyone but dairy industry. Now, what has it done? The service that Amul, GCMMF, and the other dairies have provided to the country, it has built the brand. It has, of course, built brand, added to the loyalty of the consumers, and has built the trust of the consumers. So they stand to gain as a result of this problem of COVID. The other opportunity for Amul, not only for Amul, when I say Amul, I generally mean the dairy cooperatives, and Amul being the epitome or the representative of that. There is a huge opportunity for the dairy sector now in the midst of crisis to create consumer value. And Amul GCMMF has actually shown that how it can actually turn a crisis into an opportunity. It has recently introduced turmeric, ginger, and tulsi milk, which basically captures the latent demand for products with health benefits to increase the consumption, introduce new products which immediately get certain kind of acceptance. So it also presents certain kind of opportunity to dairy industry. If you keep innovating, keeping the COVID, keeping the requirement of the consumers in mind, you definitely stand to gain. The other benefit that dairies have had during this COVID times is that it has increased the interest in and trial of certain value-added long shelf life products such as UHT milk powder, which otherwise so far was not tried by many of the consumers. Because of the COVID scare, many of the consumers were attracted to this long shelf life liquid milk products because they wanted to reduce the number of purchases and they wanted to buy more in the quantity. They shifted to high value products such as UHT and milk powder, which definitely will help dairy industries increase the margin realization by selling higher value added products. And if you want to understand that why dairy was least affected, one need not go far beyond a simple model of Maslow's hierarchy of need, which says that consumers are going to focus first on the basic human needs, food, air, water, clothing, and milk being the essential product. Of course, it was the one which was least affected as far as the consumer demand was concerned. All the other products into safety or social or esteem needs were postponed. And as a result, one can look at the new classification of goods slightly away from the conventional classification of goods, but classification during COVID times. One can say that there are essential goods which are not impacted at all, and milk being one such essential, so it did not experience much impact. There are certain other products, a little luxury, small treats and indulgences, which also had a minimal impact, not much, but a small amount of impact definitely was felt. Postponables, certain products which could be postponed have been postponed, and expendables. Their purchases are indefinitely shared by the consumers. So any product which is into the essentials category or maybe a little bit of luxury category, they are going to be least affected, and marketing organizations of this kind of sector or this kind of products may go and innovate and offer new products to the consumers. The impact of COVID on the farmer side. Again, there's little known about the impact of COVID-19 on the dairy farmers. We don't know whether the bovine stuff has been infected or whether the infection can actually affect the bovine stock. We don't know how much, what is the extent of COVID infection in our dairy farmers, and whether it's going to increase in near future or not. But in case if it's going to increase and affect the supply of the milk, then it might also ultimately come to affect the consumer trust, and may present a huge challenge to the dairy cooperatives. So something I'm sure Mr. Pani and Sodi Saab are already taking into account and must be planning for that. But all dairy cooperatives will have to actually factor that into account, and at least be prepared for the worst case scenario. Another aspect for farmers is that it is possible that this COVID-19 may in fact increase the number of dairy farmers. One of the reasons is the reverse migration that we have seen. Millions of people, workers have gone back to their villages, and dairy farming presents an alternative source of livelihood. which may be taken up by some of them, at least some of the workers, and can increase the number of milk farmers, dairy farmers, and supply of milk. So that's also an opportunity that remains possible. From the government and external environment, because of the COVID, government, I'm sure various state governments, central government have realized the importance of dairy as a source of livelihood support during the crisis situation. I mean, otherwise also the realization was known to the government. However, COVID-19 has presented another kind of a challenge, where dairy farming as a source of reliable livelihood is also becoming important, visible to the government. Not only India, but several other places. There are examples of developed countries as well. As for example, a government in UK has announced almost £1 million marketing campaign to increase the consumption of milk so that the milk farmers can be supported. So we expect government to extend greater support to the millions of dairy farmers in India as well. Yes, there is a small decline. The extent is not known, but there are different guesstimates. It has declined. However, this decline has not been felt very much by many dairy cooperatives, because the lean summer season, where supply was also slightly reduced, has been kind of matched up by the decline in the demand for the milk products. So in a way, the period, the summertime, was in a way helpful to the dairy cooperatives, where they were able to manage the sales as well as procurement of milk very well. Unorganized private dairies who are dependent largely on value-added milk products have been affected the most. We know largely about dairy cooperatives. Whenever we talk about dairies, we largely think of GCMMF or the dairy cooperatives. But then there are a large number of unorganized private dairies who largely depend on value-added products and less so on the liquid milk. So those dairies who were dependent on liquid milk, which are cooperative dairies, were less affected compared to those who were largely dependent on the value-added products. Their sales have been affected a lot more than the others. Another thing that we have realized is the ability to convert milk into SMP is extremely important. Reason being, the extra milk can be stored and can be converted and then can be used later on. That allows dairies, particularly cooperative dairies, certain time and certain resilience to withstand the impact of COVID or the decline in sales during the COVID times. And as Mr. Pani also mentioned earlier, HoReCa segment sales have been affected the most. Again, one can imagine the dairies or different dairies in India with different combination of sales from business to consumer and business to business segment have been differentially affected. The dairies which had a larger percentage of sales coming from consumer segment are less affected compared to certain dairies which depended largely on HoReCa segment sales. So that is a big challenge, and the sales in the HoReCa segment is likely to remain depressed for at least next 6 months. Okay, now these are some of the observations related to impact of COVID on marketing of dairy products. And as I've told you, these observations are still provisional because the impact of COVID is not fully realized yet. It's still a disease in progress, pandemic in progress. However, now, if we want to look at the role of marketing during the times of COVID or any macro exogenous shock that is given to the economy, how should we view the role of marketing in an organization or in a dairy organization? So we have to understand that marketing is a demand generation function. That's the primary role of marketing. It is supposed to generate demand for the organization. And the organizations or the dairy cooperatives which have built strong marketing function have been able to generate demand quickly, have been able to capture the demand very quickly. And the example in case is GCMMF. However, several other dairy cooperatives in India do not have very strong marketing function. And I would like to show you a small framework to understand different types of marketing functions that exist in the dairy cooperatives. One can view their marketing function in one of these four cells, created on the basis of the role given to marketing in a dairy organization, whether the role given is major or minor. And the other axis is relevance of marketing. What is the relevance of marketing, that is importance of marketing for the organization, whether it's minor or major. Depending on that, we have 4 2x2 matrix with 4 cells. And you have certain organizations where relevance of marketing is very high. However, the role given to marketing as a function in the organization is minor, and these are marketing weak organization, and that's the state of affairs at many of the dairy cooperatives in India. They cannot survive without competing in the market. However, the role given to the marketing department or the capability of the marketing department is limited in most of the dairy corporate dairies in India. As a result, they remain marketing weak organization. The other type of organization where relevance of marketing is high and role given to marketing is also very high, which are marketing-led organizations. And one can safely assume that this is the cell where we can put GCMMF, where the relevance of marketing obviously is high. It's an FMCG giant, is operating in a very competitive space, and the role given to the marketing function is very high in the form of GCMF, which is a marketing organization per se, is very high. So this is a marketing-led organization, and when you have a marketing-led organization, your ability to survive crisis is very high. So this is also a point for several dairy cooperatives to ponder, that whether they would like to move themselves from marketing weak position to marketing late position or not. And if so, then what is going to be the change strategy and how do they plan to do so? This is a big challenge before most dairy cooperatives. Another point I would like to highlight is in the form of the latest evidences that have been published in the top-notch marketing journal of Marketing, which has studied the impact of marketing department's power and firm performance. We always talk about whether marketing department is needed or not, or do you need a strong marketing department, a powerful marketing department or not. Many organizations argue that no, you don't need marketing department. Marketing is a cost, advertising is cost, sales and distribution is cost. So everything and anything related to marketing adds to cost and probably takes away margins from the farmers. However, there was a study in the US and a longitudinal study from 1993 to 2008, and they assessed large number of 612 publicly listed firms and analyzed their power, marketing department's power in the organization, and what happened to firm performance, exclusive of all the other effects. So this is the net effect we are talking about. So the study found that a powerful marketing department enhances shareholders' return, that is return to the farmers in this case, we can assume. The other impact that a strong marketing department has on firm performance is in the form of improved return on assets. So this is operational efficiency, and operational profit is also increased by marketing department. The other one is that investment in building a powerful marketing department affect firm performance. So this is also another reason why dairy cooperatives should invest money in building marketing departments, which has been an ignored function in most of the dairy cooperatives in India. So the view of organizational setup in terms of different functions has been like that. You have different forms of different functional areas such as production, finance, marketing, human resource, and all of them are important. The other view is that no, marketing is more important than others because everything else creates cost. Is only when you market it and convert it into cash, you realize the value. Otherwise, it's value creation and not value realization. Value realization is achieved only through marketing, while value creation, which entails investments, it builds cost for the organization. Both the views are wrong, obviously. the correct view or the contemporary view, accepted view in the management discipline of an organization is this. An organization which treats all the other functions as a support functions for the marketing, and marketing not an end in itself, it is a function which is subservient to the interest of the customers, which is designed to serve the interest of the consumers. So it's the responsibility of the marketing or the marketing function to remain in touch with the consumers, understand their requirements, needs, changing requirements, needs, and convey the information to the organization, to the production, human finance department, so that the entire organization is able to adapt itself to the changing needs of the consumers and can serve the consumers better. Now, this view of an organization is marketing-led organization. This is the representation, schematic representation of a marketing-led organization, or we also call it market-oriented organization. And a body of evidence, again, from India as well as from other countries, suggests that the differently organized, differently structured organizations have different kind of functional performance outcomes, and the organizations which are structured in this form, in this manner, which are marketing led, which are market oriented, tend to outperform their peers. So we have evidence which suggests that if an organization is market oriented, and I can say that as a corollary, if a dairy is market oriented, it is more likely to outperform its peer which are less market oriented. So hence we have reason for dairies to become market oriented. And just an example, Mr. Pani is there, what a market oriented organization can do, how it can make a difference in through very simple actions. If you look at this product, everyone is familiar with this product, right? Amul butter. And since childhood, everyone must have seen this kind of packaging in butter paper, butter wrapped in a butter paper and cardboard packaging. Now, yes, it's a wonderful product, reasonable product, but can we increase the value that this product offers and charge premium as a result of that? So if you are not a market oriented organization, if you're not a dairy which is market oriented, which is marketing led, then less like value, there is a opportunity to increase the product. In a butter paper wrap card, increases the value, product remaining the same, but value is increased tremendously. How? Because using the product which is wrapped in a butter paper is messy for many of the housewives, because opening up, taking butter is difficult, and then you don't consume the entire quantity of butter at a go. You put it back into a refrigerator, which is all messy process. But the convenience offered by the tub packaging is so wonderful that it's easy to open, take the quantity of butter required, close it and put it back into the refrigerator. Now, consumers are willing to pay 1 or 2 rupees extra for this kind of convenience. So if you're market oriented, you're likely to realize the latent need which consumers otherwise are not able to verbalize and tell you that give me butter package in a tub. So this is the example of market oriented, market led organization. Similarly, how do you ensure that your offtake of butter is increased? So you have to provide consumers extra additional convenience, that you have to provide them additional usage occasions. So now you have introduced a small 10 gram, 20 gram butter packets, which can be taken on picnics, can be taken elsewhere for its convenience, use and throw kind of a packaging, which also increases the usage of butter. These are examples what a market oriented organizations can actually do and achieve. I've also talked about this opportunity that Amul has actually capitalized on by introducing tulsi doodh, ginger doodh, haldi doodh. These are not possible introductions. These are not possible tasks unless you're market oriented organization. Why? One can ask this question: why it occurs to Amul to introduce this kind of products and not other dairy cooperatives? And the answer lies in their market orientations, their ability to understand consumers' changing needs, requirements, and respond to that. Finally, before I end my talk, I would like to present another evidence related to marketing during time of crisis. Now, we know that this kind of crisis has never been 100 years back. We know that there was a Spanish flu which affected the world the way COVID is affecting us now. But we do not have any such crisis in our living memory. So we don't know what happens to the organizations. However, there was some study done during the crisis of 2008, subprime crisis of 2008. And that's where the response of the role of marketing was studied in greater detail. So again, this is the latest research coming in European Journal of Marketing. And they studied the organizations which remain committed to marketing spending versus the organizations which were not committed to marketing spending, and what happened to their performance outcome. So I would quickly summarize the findings in form of this, that there were firms who cut marketing spending during recessions. However, the firms committed to marketing spending during past recessions achieved better stock market returns. And the findings were robust for either B2B, business to business, and business to consumer industries, which means that we have some evidences on the basis of past crises that the world has faced, that your marketing department emerges as a savior during the time of crisis. So if you strengthen the marketing department, if you don't cut back the spending in the times of crisis, you are likely to achieve greater returns, greater benefits compared to the organizations which become fearful and cut down the marketing spending during the time of crisis. So that's the evidence that we have. And Dr. Kurian always used to say that every crisis presents you a wonderful opportunity. And the spirit continues to pervade the organization he has built. And I'm not sure, but if a video can be played, I have a 2-minute video of Dr. Kurian speaking about marketing. If I may share that. Is it possible? Hello?
Let's try, sir. Let's try.
Yeah. Okay. Share.
Is it in PPT only?
No, it's on my desktop.
I think you will be able to share that.
Yeah.
Is it opening in VLC Media?
Is it audible?
No, not right now.
Hello? It's not audible?
No, no.
So you're not able to see the screen, the video getting played?
It's a video, no?
Yeah, it's a video.
So you have to actually go to that video screen.
My screen, yeah.
No, right now we are seeing only the file manager screen.
Oh, okay.
You have to go to the screen share option and share a different screen.
Okay. Screen share. New share.
Are you getting that video screen?
Share.
Yeah.
Let me know. Are you able to see now?
I am seeing the VLC Media Player update notification that you can close. No.
Yeah, I've closed it. Is it visible now?
You can still see the notification only.
No? Now? Still no?
No.
Is it visible now?
No. Have you closed the VLC Media Player update notification?
Yeah.
It's still showing that only. Maybe
Okay,
there
I
is a
think
lag. Maybe there is a slight lag.
Yeah.
Just wait for a few seconds. If it comes, fine.
Yeah, let us wait for a few seconds.
No, I think it's not coming.
Not coming, no? Okay.
No.
I think
So,
then I would rather, close the my presentation.
yeah,
And I would be happy to take questions.
right. So I think that's good. You can just continue.
Yes. Good afternoon to all the participants of this webinar. This is Mahendra Gurjar, Assistant Professor in the Dairy Business Management Department of the Dairy Science Faculty, Anand Agriculture University. So with that session, we come to the with that presentation, we come to the end of our fourth session of our webinar. The theme of the fourth session was dairy and industry amidst COVID-19, and we had excellent presentation from both the one of the industry stalwart, Mr. Manoranjan Pani from GCMMF, and one of the greatest academicians and professor of marketing, Dr. Pratik Modi. Now, may I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Pratik Modi for his excellent presentation. Sir, your presentation was very enlightening, and it as most of our participants are PG students from dairy, agriculture, etc. And you give excellent insight on the basics and the fundamentals of marketing, and how the marketing function has evolved over time, and what is the relevance of marketing function in these testing times. So you showed quite a few research articles, as well as you highlighted a few matrices in which you showed what is the importance of marketing in an organization. And as you finally highlighted that market oriented firms generally outperform the peers. So it all boils down to the fact that investment in marketing actually pays even in these testing times. So overall, your presentation was very informative, and I must say that all the participants have gained good insights into the role of marketing in this COVID scenario. So I thank you. I thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us in this session. So now I would like to request my colleague Dr. Samit Datta to please start the question answer session.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Gurjar. I have a question for both Pani sir as well as Modi sir. I think, is he there? Yes. So the question is that, say for dairy industry, the long time, the biggest issue for the whole country is that still organized share is less. So, but now from marketing angle, from consumers angle, there is a more awareness about packaged products, which generally is considered as safe. So can this also be used as an opportunity to convert the whole dairy sector? Will it give a push from unorganized to organized? Because now consumer, we need not to push it. Actually, there should be a pull also from the consumer side for package branded product, just because of the safety aspect. So I would like to get both of your views. Maybe we can start with Pani sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a wonderful question. See, what COVID had brought into the society is that there is a fear of health. So first thing, people would now invest more in health matter. So they would spend more in medical facility, insurance, etc. So in order to avoid that spending, there has to be the good intake of food. quality intake of food. So if it is has to be quality, then the quality aspect is associated with packed, branded, trusted products, which I had mentioned in my speech. So secondly, the people, there are around 15 crore people are migrants, out of which 5 crore people are basically they are daily wage or day-to-day skilled, unskilled workers. From them, almost say 2.5 or 2.25 crore people have gone back to reverse migration. There would be only 25% people would be staying. These 25% people were very, very less, they're also widespread in those areas. When they were earlier staying in the towns where they were exposed to the branded items, good things they were actually consuming. These items they would be requiring now. So when they would be requiring now, there would be inherent demand of such products. So there will be two, three things would be happening. One would be probably there are local entrepreneurs who would be coming up with branded items, branded products, or like us, like who are nationally present, they have to adapt to the situation and bring out certain product packagings so that those are available. So we have already done that. Like we have appointed distributor up to 10k or less than 10k, 10,000 population. So our products are available. We have product range available from rupees 5 onwards. So to the extent of say 500,000 rupees. So when we have such a range in terms of SKUs, the packing units, and also to the smallest to smallest town, they're bound to be our product available. So such people also will get. And of late, say last so many years, the major, if you see the milk market, if you see 50 crore liters of milk is available, production is there, out of which around 10 crore liters of milk per day is sold in loose. So there's a huge opportunity. We are selling only 1.5 crore liters per day. Okay, so this 10 crore, if I want to little bit double the sales, so double the sales, it is possible. So only the wherewithal of marketing, where the intention of the management has to be there, that this business can occur in packed form. So it is a wonderful opportunity. People have understood very well, very, very well, that yes, I have to be safe first. If I have to be safe, I have to consume very nice, trusted, branded products with from a company which is known. So therefore, we are in that platform. We are in that platform. Now we will Amul like organization will definitely gain in this situation, and conversion of loose to the branded, which has been there of late, but since beginning, it will be there. It will be in a faster mode.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you, sir. Modi, sir, your views, please.
Yeah. So I mean, Mr. Pani has nicely answered that, and I agree with what he has said. Health and safety are going to be the primary concerns of consumers in the next at least 1-2 years to come. As a result, many organizations would like to use the health as a positioning platform. And they are going to show every product as a link to the consumer's health. And consumers would like to pay premium for the preventive care rather than feeling worried about the possible contraction of COVID. Moreover, so yes, of course, there will be a push from the unbranded, unpackaged to the packaged and branded products. But even between the organizations that are selling branded products and packaged products, consumers' preference would shift from certain companies to those organizations who inspire trust and confidence even in their supply chain. That means that you must understand it's not about the packaged product, but their supply chain is so hygienic that the possibility of getting COVID through the packets is also limited. As a result, the organizations like Amul and maybe some other organizations were able to manage or inspire confidence of the consumers with regard to their dealers, distributors, retailers, and they also advertise not only but also advertise about how they maintain hygiene in their distribution channel, likely to have advantage over the companies who are not able to inspire this kind of confidence of the consumers.
Right. Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. There is another question from our chat box that which talks about, say, nowadays, other than big companies like Amul and other big players and unorganized sector, there is an in-between section where small coming up in the dairy business. Means those who are having volume is not that big. They are yet to scaled up. So for them, they want to be in the market. Means it is not only their there are some startups who are just means it's like an online supply of products. But some startups are coming like manufacturing small yogurts in cups and all in different. For them in these difficult times, cash is a big issue. Means cash crunch everybody is facing. So what should be the marketing strategy for those kind of companies? Means who are in between. They are organized, but not, means not that way. They are not unorganized, but not a big player. Very small volume, just started startups. So I'd just like to pose the question to the Modi sir. Means what is your idea of what kind of marketing strategy they should? What will be the right mix of marketing for to remain in the market?
Yeah, yeah. So for them, particularly the new organizations or the small organizations, it's the most difficult times. The organizations which are already established can still withstand the shock of the COVID. However, for startups or for the small dairies which are recently newly established, for them, I mean, even without COVID, for them as such existence is difficult. So big organizations always have better advantage over them.
Yeah.
So the only reason this small startups can survive and should survive is that they serve basically some unmet needs of the consumers, either in terms of new innovative products which the incumbent, the big corporates are not able to innovate and offer,
Right.
or of serving the needs of the consumers in a particular geography where this again incumbent big players are not able to reach out to. So they have to maintain this this focus on the small set of market, either geography or the product that they're serving, and should not focus much on expansion during the times of COVID because it's very risky. It's better that they remain focused on serving the existing set of consumers well and create a positive word of mouth, ensure sufficient cash flow is maintained as a result, because if they want to expand and serve the other consumers, there's likely to require a lot of marketing investments, which may be very risky, and negative cash flow or problems of cash can lead to death of an organizations which otherwise might have a very better future if they just merely survive the crisis situation. So they remain focused by the existing consumer. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, right, sir. Thank you, sir. I think Pani sir also given a very good cue for the participant startups that geography is going to be very important. Means in his particular geography, if maybe the big players are not available, so that can be an opportunity for the local player to cater those needs.
Even
Okay,
in this situation, even if they go into the specific geographies,
right.
the cost of operation would be too high for them.
Yeah, right.
Currently, they're really in a difficult position.
Right.
So best way, what I have my knowledge is that they are catering to the house segments through
Right.
e-commerce, because their product is unique. It is a niche product type. So they are dealing with the consumers through e-commerce. So thereby they are able to make a supply chain. But I am not sure about their, cost of operation and all. It is really difficult time for them.
Right. With this, I think I'll again hand it back to Mr. Gurjar sir, because whatever questions he has received, I think he has some few questions, and then we'll wind up. Yes, sir, Mr. Gurjar.
Yeah, thank you, Datta sir. I have one. You received one question. I'm posing this question to Mr. Manoranjan Pani sir. Sir, would the COVID affect? Would it affect the? Just a minute, sir. Would it affect the and lead to any compromise on the feeding and healthcare of our milch animals? And as a result, the milk production would go down in the next 6 months or 1 year, and may disturb the entire supply demand scenario in our country. So about the, yeah, yes, sir.
Can you just repeat the question? There's a
The
break in your
question,
line.
yes, okay. The question is that would the extent of the COVID impact be such that it would lead to the compromise in the feeding and healthcare, because there may be some prevention in the availability of cattle feed or any kind of feed for the feed and fodder for the milch animals, and as a result the health of the milch animals may suffer, and as a result the productivity and the milk production may go down. So do you think such a scenario may appear?
See, thank you for the question. This is not my field. I am a marketing
Yes,
person.
of course, of course.
Sales
But
person.
ultimately,
But still, I'll just tell you, for any, this is an investment for a farmer. You know, cows, buffaloes are the
Yes.
investment to the farmer. So investment will further be invested if you get money. If you don't get money, so you will naturally cut down the recurring cost. So one of such recurring cost will be on feed and fodder. Now,
Yes.
currently, if you see the Amul scenario, we are absolutely fine with respect to what you have asked. So our milk production, in fact, we are getting more milk now, and farmers are happy in terms of in their productivity and their maintenance of their cows and buffaloes. Looking into the industry, it all depends on the farmer, how much he is getting currently. If the farmer is used to get in February, say 40-45 rupees a liter of milk, now suddenly they are getting 35, 36. There would be an issue for him, because to sustenance, the cost would be high for them. So it would be varying for point to point. But basic point remains that if you are not paid well, so definitely you will cut cost in various factors, and which will ultimately lead to other issues.
Right, sir. So I think that's all in this question answer session.
Yes, I have a last question that for both the expert speakers, that what is your your prediction for export of dairy products in coming days?
See, if I see the export would be there, I feel export always is a function of what price you are having at India and what you are having in outside. Right. So depending on the entire pricing scenario, there will be see when there is COVID. The COVID is a pandemic and across world. So there is a stress on milk in across the world. So there will be a bounty of milk available, conversion of milk to powder, and the white butter, other things would be there in elsewhere also. So question of during the COVID exporting, until unless you have a strong brand and doing well with your existing network, would be a little difficult.
Right. Modi sir, please, because I think sir is right, because so another issue is that Dr. Modi has mentioned that the pandemic is in process, means it's very difficult to predict right now. Yes. So, but still, if you want to add something.
Yeah. As such, international trade of all the commodities is going to suffer, is going to go down, not only because of the COVID. COVID is one of the very important reasons, and particularly for food-related products, exports is going to be even more important. So, of course, all the food and other commodities are going to suffer. The international trade is going to go down. So, of course, India will also be no exception, and dairy products again will not be exception. So that is going to suffer. But otherwise also there are other factors such as US-China trade tension and India-China tension. These are all the contributory factors which are going to affect the export of not only food and milk, but large commodities and larger international trade. So one can safely assume that yes, milk exports or milk commodity derivative products export is going to get affected in the coming years.
Right, sir. Just to add, means in this
one more point, yes, I'll add is, yes, that which is the school milk program, which used to be a very good outlet for, yes, milk disposal. Currently schools, colleges, schools are closed, basically not, yes, there. So this also has a very big hit.
Right, sir.
It's a difficult time for this. Many, especially Horeca and institution sales. And
Right. Okay, sir. Before closing, I just want to mention one thing that in this fight of COVID in the dairy sector, our SMC College of Dairy Science has, on a small way, has helped. They have prepared small videos on the scientific aspect of that ice cream consuming does not cause any health-related issues. So that way means even academics can play some role for the survival of the industry. And with this, I think we can close. And before closing, I again thank both the expert speakers and all the participants, especially the speakers. You have taken your valuable time and given wonderful presentation and your informative talk. And I think we all salute the all the people involved in dairy industry who made it was almost seamless from production to from procurement to production to marketing, distribution, and reaching the consumer throughout this period, making available. So it is a wonderful thing. We salute your efforts, Amul. Not only Amul, all the dairies employees who have worked on this. This, I think, we can close this session. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.